Yeah,
Okay,
great. Thank you.
so let's get started. Okay, okay, okay. Thank you so much for inviting me in this event. And I'm Rainer, and from ValoDB, and also the PMC chair of the Apache Doris. So today I would like to share with you the Apache Doris. It's our project and the real-time analytics at scale for modern industrials. Okay, this is today's agenda. I will talk about what is Apache Doris and its typical use cases, and we'll show you how to get started with Doris quickly and how to migrate your business from other systems to Doris. And at last, I will also introduce some commercial support for Apache Doris and the way to join the community. Okay, let's start it by introducing our project, the Apache Doris. To sum it up in one line, Doris is an open source, a real-time analytic database. As you can see from this diagram, Doris is designed for OLAP, or the online analysis processing, not for the OLTP or the online transactional processing. So it sits right at the heart of the modern big data architecture, acting as a unified query and analytics layer across a wide variety of data sources. So at the bottom, we have all the data sources that Doris can connect to. That include the traditional database like MySQL, PostgreSQL, or Oracle, as well as a streaming system like Kafka. But one of the most important categories, especially for the modern data platform, is the open data lake format like Iceberg, Hoodie, and Delta Lake. So Doris also support Fire-based source like Parquet on object storage and even the HTTP-based event streams. So now Doris give you two main ways to work with this data source. The first is the classic approach, the ETL or we call it ELT. So you can use upstream engines like Flink or Spark to process your data and then load it into Doris for the faster query. Or you can let Doris to ingest data directly, for example, to pulling from the Kafka topics or reading files from S3 and transform that into Doris internal storage format. So in this case, the data is stored in Doris and you can query it using standard SQL, just like other relational database you already familiar with. So the second approach is the federated analytics. So Doris comes with a rich set of connectors that allow it to query external system directly without importing the data. So a common example here is querying Iceberg tables. The data stayed in the data lake, and Doris act as a powerful distributed query engine that can scan, analysis, and return results in real time. So in summary, Doris is not just a full-feature database with its own storage and computation, and it also worked as a high-performance query engine to accelerate access to external data sources. So now let's take a more user-centered look at what Apache Doris really is and why people love using it. This code here actually comes from one of our user on LinkedIn, and honestly, I couldn't have said it better myself. So in short, sharply and real capture what makes Doris stand out. So when do you need something like Doris? If your dashboard are still saying last update several minutes ago, you probably need Doris. And if your queries are taking coffee break times instead of a millisecond times, you definitely need Doris. And if you serving thousands of users at once and don't want your system melt, again, a Doris. So, and here is the best part. You get all that without breaking the bank. So to give you some perspectives, let's line Doris up against some familiar names. So compared to Snowflake's, it's a cloud-native data warehouse. Doris give you the real-time visibilities, not wait minutes for refresh and try again. So compared to Chino, Doris is blazing fast on querying open data lake like Iceberg and Delta Lake. And compared to ClickHouse, Doris handles not just speed, but also the on-the-fly joins. So like lakehouse workloads and more. So compared to Elasticsearch, Doris can not only provide better performance and also saving your storage cost. So where does all Doris shines? Like in e-commercial dashboard, where your data is changing every second, or in fraud detection, or the real-time alerts, where every second counts. And in scenario where the business says, so I want results now, not a minute later. So to sum it up, Apache Doris is high-performance real-time analytic database that fast, flexible, and surprisingly fun to work with, perfect for the data demands of today and in the future. So Doris is one of the most vibrant and fast-growing open source community out there. We are a Apache project. Right now, Doris has earned over 13,000 stars on GitHub and nearly 700 contributors having participated in its development, and it's not slowing down. We are still seeing around 100 active contributors every month, which shows how engaged and passionate the community really is. So take a look at the list diagram. It highlights the rich ecosystem that has grown around Doris. You will see support for a wide range of data sources like Kafka and PostgreSQL, as well as compute engines such as Flink and Spark, and also connects seamlessly with popular data lake format, metadata catalogs, and visualization and BI tools, DevOps systems, and much more. So now all this make Doors a powerful, flexible platform that fits right into the modern data stack. So let me, here is a quick look at our GitHub repo. You can see it's half Java and half C++. And I don't mind the Groovy because all test cases are written in Groovy. So we have tons of test cases in the repo. So I also share the links about how to join or contribute to the project at the end of this talk. Okay, so this is the logo wall of Apache Doris. We have got over 5,000 enterprise worldwide relying on Doris in the production. So whether it's the open source Apache Doris community user or the commercial customers using Doris-based solutions, these users span a wide range of industries, from finance to and retail to entertainment and telecommunications. So this really show how versatile Doris is. It's not just a one-trick pony, but a Swiss Army knife for real-world data challenge across the sectors. So, okay, now we're going to talk about the use cases. Doris has three main use cases. One is the real-time analytics, and the other is the observabilities and log analytics, and the last is the lakehouse query engine. So the first use case is real-time analytics. So the most classic real-time analytics scenario is what we call the customer-facing analytics. This covered a wide range of use cases like the order tracking, the advertisement performance, the inventory monitorings, and these are interactive user-facing analysis that demands accurate and freshness to help people to make timely, effective decisions. So now in the AI era, especially with this year being called the year of the agent, so many tasks that used to require human decision making or the manual operations are now handled by the intelligent agents. So each agent acts as a domain expert, and the database essentially become their knowledge base. So often, a single command triggers many agents to simultaneously query the database. So this means concurrency level and the query volume can be several orders of magnitudes higher than the customer-facing scenarios. So we call this new challenge the agent-facing analytics. So it demands much higher concurrency, low latency, and blazing faster responsiveness. So Doris is designed to support both customer-facing and agent-facing scenarios seamlessly. So it offers near real-time data ingestion and update at the millisecond level query latency and the ability to handle tens of thousands of queries per second. Capability is critical for agent-facing workloads. So plus, Doris provides an official MCP server, so make it even easier for the large language model to access the data they need. So that is the quick overview of how Doris enable fast data ingestion and deliver high performance analytics. So next, let's talk about the observability and the log analysis. So Doris provide a complete end-to-end solutions for the log analytics. So what you see here is the architecture of how Doris fits into a typical log analytics stack. So at top, we have log collectors like the Firebeat and the Logstash, and these tools gather logs from a variety of sources and send them directly to Doris using its built-in HTTP API. And once the data arrives, it's stored and managed in Doris. And for visualizations, Doris integrates seamlessly with popular tools like Grafana and Kibana. And we also developed our own lightweight tools for log discovery, giving user even more flexible based on their specific needs. So when it comes to searching logs, users often rely on keywords to match the log. That is why Doris include the full text search capabilities backed by an inverted index for fast, efficient log retrieval. So we compare to the Elasticsearch, Doris offers some impressive performance benefits, up to 4 times faster write speed and 2 times faster query performance. And it also helps reduce storage cost by using the advanced compression algorithms and supporting cold data storage and the low-cost solutions like the AWS 3. So finally, let's look at the Doris as a lakehouse query engine. So one of the key advantage of Doris is that they can directly access a wide range of data source, especially open data lake format, as I said before, like the Iceberg and Delta Lake. So this means you don't need to ingest or copy data from your lakehouse into Doris. So that will save you not just the ETL processing time and also the compute resource and the storage cost. So as shown here, Doris support a variety of data lake format, as well as the traditional database like the MySQL and PostgreSQL. So it also integrates with the popular data catalogs like the Databricks, the Unity catalog, and Apache Polaris. So this enable you to run a powerful federated query across all these systems, including joins, aggregations, and more, and just like you would on a single database. So what's more, Doris brings the best of both worlds by blending the data lake and database capabilities. Since Doris has its own high-performance storage format, so we are able to leverage that by to accelerate lakehouse queries. So using techniques like intelligent data caching or the materialized view to significantly improve the performance when querying the data stored in the lake. Okay, let's take a look at some benchmarks that highlights how Doris performance. So first, we have a ClickBench, which tests the aggregation performance on a wide single table with around 100 columns. And then there's a JSON bench. It's also from the ClickHouse company, which evaluates how well a database handles the semi-structured JSON data. And in both cases, Doris performs well and ranks among the top performance. So we also run two classic industrial standard benchmarks, TBCH and TBCDS. So this focus on the complex analytic queries involving the multi-table joins. Then here we compare Doris with
Agora
the
eu vou dar um
Greenplum.
check.
I'm sorry. We'll
Sorry,
continue.
sorry.
Here I will compare Doris with Greenplum, a distributed version of PostgreSQL, and the Chino or Presto, which is a distributed query engine on the data lake. So the results are impressive. Doris outperform these alternatives by 3 to 5 times in query speed than others. Okay, the rest is the architecture and some of the core technologies behind Doris. So Doris support both compute storage coupled and decoupled deployment models. So give you flexibility depending on your infrastructure needs. So in coupled architecture, things are simple and efficient. Doris follow a classic MPP, or we call the massive parallel processing design with a share nothing architecture. So there is no need for any third-party dependence, so making the deployment straightforward and lightweight. And on the other hand, the decoupled architecture use the shared storage, such as the AWS S3. So in this model, all nodes are stateless, so which make it easier to scale in or out based on your workload. And you can quickly add more compute resource when needed and without worrying about moving or replicating the data. Okay, These slides list the key technical features behind Doris, extremely query performance. So due to the time constraint, I won't dive deep into each of these today. But you might already recognize some familiar points we talked before, like the material field, the cost-based optimizer we saw validated in the TBCDH benchmark, and the vectorized query engine, the MPB architecture, the various index method, and more. So together, these technology building blocks power Doris' impressive analytical capabilities. Okay, Doris is used across the many industrials, so I like to share some real-world example and the benefits it brings in each cases. Okay, so first is the automotive. This is a real-world use cases of Apache Doris at the Chang'an Automobile, one of the China's leading car manufacturers. So at Chang'an, they measured a huge volume of data from connected vehicles, supporting scenarios like the smart driving, the safety alerts, the energy optimization, and the quality monitoring. So, however, their previous architecture based on Hive, Spark, and MySQL couldn't keep up. The query were delayed by a full day, and performance were limited by Spark's startup latency and the data export bottleneck. So BI tools and monitoring system were struggling. So that's where Doors came in. So by switching to Apache Doris, Chang'an build real-time analytic platforms. So data from Kafka ingested through a Flink with both real-time and batch processing handled seamlessly. And they've built a wide table with hundreds of columns using a smart aggregation model to ensure the real-time update. And one impressive example, they ingest and query over a billion DTC fault code daily, join them dynamically with config tables, so all with second level latency. So since adopting Doris, data latency has dropping from the T plus one to T plus zero. And the costs have been significantly reduced thanks to built-in compression and the simplified architecture. So it's now a unified real-time platform powering nearly 10 business lines, from AI to safety diagnostics. So looking ahead, they're planning to even more, like the hard code data tiering storage and migration more workload to Doris. So this is a great example of how Doris support a large-scale real-time use cases in the automotive industry. Okay, this is a use case from the finance industry, which is a large commercial bank of a credit card center. So it uses Apache Doris to transform their log analytics platforms. So this bank credit card business is huge. They provide a full, we call it the finance plus lifestyle ecosystems, so covering everything from the payments and the consumer credit to rewards and lifestyle perks. So with operations spanning across the six product lines and five key business domains, the scale of their data is massive. So they were originally used Elasticsearch to process over 14 billion logs daily, with historical data expanding about 40 petabytes. So, but over time, the DES couldn't keep up. They faced a high storage cost, low ingestion speed, and efficient task search and a limited analytics capabilities. So after careful evaluation, they chose Apache Doris. So and it made a big difference. So they rebuilt their log platform on Doris, and it now handles everything: the data collections, the cleaning, storage, search, monitoring, and analysis, and all on one platform. And they even replaced the Kibana with the customer built UI using the ValueDB to better suit their internal teams. So today, Doris powered 19 clusters across a multiple data center with a unified query portal that user access logs from different systems through one simple interface. So the result is pretty impressive. So they gain a 50% reduction in the resource usage, and the query are now 2 to 4 times faster, and the operation are much more streamlined thanks to Doris' unified architecture and inverted index support. So in short, Doris helped the bank significantly reduce cost and boost performance and simplify their log analysis systems. So it become a key part of their infrastructure. So next is a healthy care company called the Linked Care. It's a leading SaaS platform serving over 40,000 dental and aesthetic clinics. So they offer a full stack solutions for electronic medical record to clinic operation and even marketing tools. So naturally, that means they are dealing with a huge volume of sensitive, fast-moving healthcare data. So originally they used systems like ClayHouse and Kudu, but those came with a serious limitation. So poor performance under the high concurrency workload and unreliable operations and painful tuning just to stay stable. So that's why they moved to Apache Doris. And Doris give them the real-time ingestion and the fast query performance, along with an easy to manage scalable architecture. As they now run wide table with hundreds of columns and updating hourly and support the complex ad hoc analytics like joining 2 billion rows for the COVID test reports in just 30 seconds. So on the real-time front, Doris is powering its a national level monitoring system. It handle up to 60 million healthy test records per day, supporting use cases like risk group matching, the health status tracking, and all with second-level latency. And the performance has improved dramatically. For example, 10 billion rows of COVID data can be scanned in about 3 seconds, and the complex join between the 200 million and the 10 billion records are completed under a minute. So in short, Apache Doris help Linkcare transform their operations, bring the real-time insight, and simplify the infrastructure and the strategic value and to the public at scale. So the next use case is the telecommunication industry. That is China Unicom, so one of the China's top three telecom provider. So it uses Apache Doris to power the real-time intelligent operations. So China Unicom serves hundreds of millions of users across the government and enterprise and the customer sectors, and their data platform process hundreds of billions of records every single day. So which puts huge pressure on the analytic platforms. So previously, they rely on the traditional MPB system like Greenplum. So combined with the streaming process using Flink, but the setup was complex and hard to maintain, and couldn't handle details real-time analytics efficiently. Response time were slow and the costs were high. So that's why they turned to Apache Doris. So with Doris, they built a unified real-time architecture. So data flowed from Kafka to Flink for the pre-processing and into Doris for the lightning-fast analytics. So this power a wide range of real-time use cases like the call detail record, or we call the CDR analytics, or the network signature monitoring, or the user profiling and the targeted marketing. So the result have been a game changer. So analytics that used to take the analytics that used to take a minute now return in seconds, and the complex multi-dimension analytics is now possible directly on the raw data, and the operational costs are down by about 50% thanks to the simple architecture. So Doris has become a core part of China Unicom's real-time intelligent operation platform, so helping them make faster, smarter decisions at a massive scale. Uh, okay. So, okay. The last is the use case about the notifications and alerts. So here I will to play a demo which show the integrations of Apache Doris with the OpenTelemetry ecosystem to ingest and analysis trace metrics and the log data. Okay. Here's the video.
OpenTelemetry SDK collect log, trace matrix. OpenTelemetry collector receive data and export to Doris. Grafana UI query from Doris to render log, trace, matrix dashboards. E-commerce system with many microservices implemented in different languages. Use Docker Compose to start demo services, including Doris, OpenTelemetry, Grafana, and more. Open web browser to navigate Grafana, UILIP 33000 Grafana. Doris demo dashboards, metrics dashboard with requests per second and request duration metrics for each service. Logs dashboard with histogram and log details. Search for logs that contains keyword telescopes. Click on the trace side link to see the traces associated to this log. Trace dashboard. Click on the trace side link to see the spans associated to this trace. Click on the span to see the span details.
Okay, guys, so let me remember that if you have a question to Rainer about Apache Doris and presentation, feel free to write in the chat.
Okay, thank you. Okay, now here are all five real use cases to show what Apache Doris can do, and I hope this will give you a concrete explanation about what exactly Doris is. Okay, so wait a moment.
OpenTelemetry SDK collect log.
Sorry. Okay, next I will show two simple demos to help the first-time user to get started with Apache Doris in a very simple way. This is also the first is a deploy of Apache Doris cluster with Docker. So you can see it's very simple. Just download the script, run it, and you will get one front end and one backend Doris cluster in your laptop. So now the container is started. And now we can use MySQL tools to connect it to Doris. And to show front ends, you can see the front end nodes. Yeah, it's a master node, and you can use the show backend to see there is a one backend node, and it's alive. Okay, and now you can create a database and the switch to database and create a table and the insert data, just like you use in some other database like a MySQL or PostgreSQL.
Great, great.
So the usage is very simple. So this is just a simple demo. Okay. Okay, so the next is a demo to show how to use the ValueDB Studio. It's a UI tool to connect to Doris and query the iceberg table stored in the AWS S3 table bucket. Hello everyone, I'm Rainer from ValueDB. Today we are using AWS S3 tables as the storage service for Iceberg to show you how Apache Doris can integrate with Apache Iceberg. As you can see, we have already created a demo
Yeah, so
table
guys,
bucket in the
this is a
AWS
video.
console.
You can repeat it. And
Next, we open ValueDB Studio for
Rainer, is it
Apache
possible
Doris.
to
The
maybe
ValueDB
decrease
Studio.
the speed? Because
Sorry, I
no.
can't decrease speed, but I
Okay.
share a link here, so it's on YouTube. So if you interested, you can watch it later. It's okay.
Yeah.
Studio is a UI product
Thank you.
specifically designed for Apache Doris and ValueDB. Here, we edit the connection settings for the Doris cluster and run a connection test. After the connection test is successful, we click to enter the Doris cluster. Inside the cluster, we can see a catalog named Iceberg S3 has already been created. We run show create catalog to view the catalog creation statement. As shown, this is an Iceberg catalog pointing to the S3 table. Next, we switch to this catalog and create a database named test. After switching to the test database, we create a table named partition table. You can see that we support the hiding partition feature here. We then insert two batches of data using insert statements. After the inserts, we run a query and can see all four records. Next, we use the iceberg meta table function to view the snapshot information of this table. We can see that there are two snapshots corresponding to the two insert operations we just performed. We copy the first snapshot ID and query the table using the for version as of a clause. As shown, we only retrieve the data from the first batch. This demonstrates the iceberg's time travel feature. Next, we use the TPCH catalog to build a test dataset. We have already created a TPCH catalog. Again, we check the catalog creation statement. As you can see, this catalog is created using the Trino connector plugin and can generate TPCH datasets in memory on the fly. We can see datasets of various scales under this catalog. Let's take a quick look at the data in the nation table. The query results are returned as expected. Now we create a database named TPCH1 in the Iceberg catalog. After it's created, we can see that this database currently has no tables. Next, we use a create table as select statement to read data from the TPCH catalog and create a table in the Iceberg catalog while importing data to generate the test dataset. This process takes about 30 seconds. We can see that the new tables has been created. And using the preview feature in Studio, we take a quick look at the nation table. As shown, this is a table stored in S3 tables. We can also preview the actual data. Finally, we run a simple query demo using the pre-built TPCH queries available in Studio. Let us switch to the Iceberg catalog, and here we use TPCH query 22.
Yeah, so
The query
looks very
result is
interesting.
returned quickly.
I have a
Let's try
question
another query and see that the result is
uh,
also
about Copilot. So, is it possible, for example, to integrate the Copilots or some AI assistants?
yeah, we are working on it. Yeah, we are working on it.
Mhm.
Yeah, this is the studio. It's our product, and you can free to download and to connect your open source Apache Doris or our commercial product. That's all works, and we are adding some the AI applications in these studios. So after we finished, I think we can do more things like the automatic diagnostics of the system or the
Mhm.
intelligent SQL editor. Yes. So
Mhm.
if you are
Mhm.
interested,
Wow, great.
I will share some links after this talk about the MCP server demo with the MCP server, and it's easy to use any the MCP client to interact with the Apache Doris. Yes.
Wow, wow. Great,
Returned
great.
very fast. Now, let's go back to the AWS S3 console. Click on the table bucket. We can also see the tables we just created. That's all for today's demo about Apache Doris, Iceberg, and AWS S3 tables. Thank you for watching. Hello, everyone. Okay, so these two demo just want to show you that Doris is very easy to use, and whether your data is stored in the AWS 3 Iceberg or anywhere, it can be easy to ingest into Doris and use Doris to query this data. Okay, so next, let me see. Okay, so Oh, so if you are looking for to get hands-on with Apache Doris in the cloud, we invite you to try our VeloDB. It's a fully managed, high-performance real-time analytics platform based on the Apache Doris. So you can get started today at velodb.io, and you can enjoy your 14-day free trial of our SaaS offering, or you try our BYOC deployment and get the 90 days of free computing credits. So please go ahead, sign up and express the cloud native real-time analytics with VeloDB. So, okay. The next is oh, okay. The next section is how to migrate your business from other platform to Apache Doris. So I would like to show you the practical guide about the migration way. So during the migration process, one of the most critical aspect is the data migration. So this involves how Doris access external data source and how Doris is imported into how this data is imported into Doris. So first, let's introduce the current data import method supported by Doris. So which will help you gain an understanding of Doris data ingestion and the capabilities. So first, we offer a general HTTP interface, so which allow users to push any type of data into Doris by following a simple data format. Another is for Kafka and the Kafka compatible service. So Doris provide a built-in feature called the root time load. So it automatically subscribe the Kafka topic and ingest data in real time. So for the data stored in data lake like Iceberg or the databases like SQL Server, Doris can access them directly using the multi-catalog feature. So with a simple insert into select, so you can bring the data into Doris easily. So when it comes to data stored in S3 or HDFS, Doris for broker load, which allow you to import data in batches. So all these methods are backed by the Doris transactional import engine, so which ensure the automaticity. So it also supports the multi-table transaction, so the data consistency across table is guaranteed. So on top of that, Doris integrates well with a broader big data ecosystem, including the officially Spark Doris connector, the Flink Doris connector, and the Doris Kafka Connect. So give you the flexibility to build your own data pipeline and the migration solutions. Okay, so okay. So now let's start it with ClickHouse. So first, let's talk about difference. So ClickHouse and Doris are both powerful OLAP engines, but Doris offer a stronger support for the flexible data modeling, while ClickHouse rely heavy on the Murphy engines and shardings. So Doris introduce more intuitive models with partitioning, bucketing, and rich indexing, including the prefix and inverted index. So Doors also support a wide range of external tables while catalogs, making integration with MySQL, Hive, or even ClickHouse itself so much easier. So how do we migrate? There are three main parts: the data, the writing service, and the reading service. For the data migration, you will first replicate the DDL, like the database, table, views, the permissions, and then use tools like Doris JDBC catalog or DataX or the streamload feature to import data. And don't forget to validate data. Checking row count and sum total is a good start. So next, for writing service, if you use batch ingestion, we recommend switching to Doris Streamload. And for real-time workload, you can replace ClickHouse Kafka engine with Doris runtime load, or use the Flink with the Doris connector. So finally, the reading service need special attention. So analyze SQL capabilities early, identify the functions or the syntax that need adjustment. So if necessary, work with application teams to adapt queries, and once the alignment is confirmed, you can cut over and the application layer smoothly. So in short, migration from ClickHouse to Doris can unlock better performance and stronger integrations and smoother development experiments. So with the right plans and the tooling in place, the transition is very achievable. Okay, this is a guide to migrate your business from the BigQuery to Doris and what benefits we achieved along the way. So this is from a real use case, and they are scanning about 20 terabytes of data per day, which costs around 6,000 a month. So with BigQuery. So to reduce this expense, they decided to move to a self-hosted solution while still keeping their existing ETL workload and the SQL capabilities. And that's where Doors came in. The migration process involved several key steps. First is to adjust the ETL pipeline. So originally running from Kafka to BigQuery, and now to now point to Doris, which is very simple because Doris is well integrated with Kafka. And for historical data, they exported the data from BigQuery to the S3 as the Parquet format and loaded into Doris. And they also updated their Airflow jobs, so they now read and write to Doris instead of BigQuery. So the good news, the good news is over 90% existing SQL worked with minimal change. So on the application side, they use the JDBC to connect to Doris without any code modification, so making the transition seamless. And for our BI tool like the Metabase, they only had to rebuild a field view and dashboard. And to ensure everything was accurate, they ran Doris and BigQuery in a parallel for a while, validating the data across both systems. The results were great, with less than 5% deviation. So in terms of outcomes, their monthly cost dropped by 75%, from $6,000 to around $1,500. And beyond cost saving, Doris gave them a better performance with MPP execution, indexing, and rollups. And it also added support for Iceberg hybrid storage and the vector index, which help set us up for future AI and data integration works. So overall, moving to Doris was a smart decision. So low cost, better performance, and a scalable platform for the future. Okay, here is a quick summary of how to migrate from Snowflake to Apache Doris. So step by step, this is also from a real user case. You can see the complete webinar on YouTube. Okay, the first is the assessment and planning. The user analyze the query, the schema, and the business needs, and then the schema conversion converts Snowflake data types to Doris compatible types. And the third is the data export and load to export the Snowflake data as Parquet to the S3 and load it into Doris, and then to modify the ETL and the ELT pipelines to replace pipelines with Airflow or Flink to stream data into Doris. And then it's a query conversion. So to adjust the SQL functions and optimize performance. And the next is the validation and testing to run both systems in parallel to verify the result. And the final is cutover and monitoring to switch traffic and set up monitoring tools. So that is the table to show the benefits they gain after the migration. So like the complex join, the large table analytics, and the high concurrency query. And we've seen that up to 90 times performance improvement, real-time ingestion, and the better scalability at low cost. So last is how to migrate from Presto or Trino to Doris. So the migration was also driven by the performance and cost. So this user handles over 1 million queries per day, and by switching to Doris, it reduced the 95 percentile query latency by 3 times, and cut the CPU usage in half from the 10,000 cores to 5,000 cores. So the two core elements of the migration process are seamless upgrade and the SQL dialect compatibilities. The user built a SQL gateway and a multi-tenant system that allows switching queries between different engines, Doris and Presto, and this enables Doris and Presto to run in parallel, ensuring the business validation and can be done without affecting the online business operation. So on the other hand, the SQL compatibilities is handled by our SQL converter servers. It is the independent tools that you can use your like a Presco SQL dialect to send to Doris, and it will convert to the Doris SQL dialect. So you don't need to change your SQL in your business code. So which ensure the consistency in the function and the SQL semantic between Doris and Presto, so that users do not need to change their SQL. So as a result, we have achieved like 97% SQL compatibilities. So, okay, these are four best practice for migrating from a different system to Doris. And for more details, information, please refer to the original source cited in the slides. Okay, here I would like to brief introduction about the commercial service available for Doris. So ValueDB is my company. I'm also the co-founder of this company. It's a commercial company built around Doris, and we offer two type of commercial service. One is the ValueDB Cloud, our standard cloud-based offering, and it supports both SaaS and BYOC, which means bring your own cloud deployment models. So SaaS warehouse has a very low use management cost and is more serverless, and the BYOC of warehouse meets higher compliance requirements and better connects with the big data ecosystem. And it's available on major cloud providers, including the AWS, the Google Cloud, and Azure. And the other offering is the ValueDB Enterprise version. It's 100% Apache Doris compatible Enterprise Edition. So it's for the on-prem deployment, including the virtual machine, the bare metal service, or the containerized environment. So customer can also receive expert techniques support from the ValueDB team. Okay, finally, we warmly welcome everyone to get involved in the Doris open source community. So we provide a wealthy of learning and usage resource, including the documentation, the postcards, the white paper, the slides, as well as the guides on development, the compilation, and the computation. And I also recorded today's talk, so listening you can later see by yourself. And here are various ways to reach us and connect with the community. Like the Slack, you can scan the QR code to join, and the LinkedIn, the YouTube, the X, etc. And we sincerely invite you to join us. So, okay, that's all my talk today.